Hey, what's up, YouTube? So tonight, the OKC Thunder played the Portland Trailblazers, and unfortunately, they lost again, 117 to 106. Is it just me, or did we just see that same exact game a couple of nights ago? Except that, in this case, CJ McCollum was the superstar on the other team that killed the OKC Thunder. And I think the most upsetting part of this loss to me is that they didn't even have Damian Lillard. So, looking at the box stats, the difference for this game were points in the paint. And it's similar to what I said about the Phoenix game, where OKC is taking way too many perimeter shots, especially when they're not open. And other teams are figuring out how to defend the three. And actually, OKC needs to figure out better ways to defend the three, because right now what they're doing is running out at the last possible second and putting their hands in front of the player that's shooting, but it hasn't been very effective. So I think they need to think of other ways to keep shooters off of that three-point line, especially the very good ones, or the ones that are getting hot. And CJ McCollum did just that tonight. Excuse me. The Trailblazers are one of those teams that I think people sleep on too much, and they're actually a very good team. And they really were quicker than the OKC Thunder tonight. They were grabbing boards, which last time, the game against the Suns, same problem. Not grabbing enough boards, or when they're grabbing the boards, it's too late in the game. They're doing it fourth quarter as opposed to first, second, and third quarter as well. These are things that have to be carried on throughout the entire game. Boxing out. Really, OKC has been having a hard time boxing out. Every time one of the shooters throws up a shot, Steven Adams is the only person grabbing those boards, grabbing those offensive boards. And another thing that I noticed is Russ is running down the court ahead of all of his supporting cast, and he's taking the shot without anyone underneath the basket. So he's rushing the shot, and now there's no one to grab the offensive rebound because no one's there yet. So I think sometimes the quick pace definitely hurts them. And I would say also that Melo isn't being utilized correctly, and I understand the whole catch and shoot thing, but one of the analysts on NBA TV made an excellent point tonight, and he said that Melo is very good in the pick and rolls, and he hasn't been doing that all that much. I do like that interesting offense that they're running where Russ will post up, and then he'll go to the three-point line after that and either swing the ball, drive to the basket, or make another cut somewhere. I like that. I think they can work off of that system. Steven Adams wasn't setting as many picks as he normally does either, so that definitely didn't lead to the spacing of the floor that they need, or those very easy pick and roll in the paint baskets. So I'm kind of wondering what happened, because it seems like they're taking a step back at this point, and they had some really great ball movement going for those, 5 or 6 games that they won in a row. They were really swinging the ball, looking for each other, sensing what the other person was doing, and now it seems like they're just not in that rhythm anymore. So something knocked them off of that path. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure right now. I hate when the team that you're rooting for is doing well and then they lose twice and now they're playing Minnesota. And the season they've played Minnesota a few times already and they've had, it's been a challenging matchup for them. So I'm hoping that they've learned from some of those previous games what to do with the Timberwolves, because I still am hurting from that shot that Wiggins made earlier in the season with a couple of seconds left, and it won the game, and that was really, really a tough pill to swallow. So I'm hoping that we won't see the same thing come that game. What do you all think are the biggest challenges facing this team? It's definitely been, Dre is still out. That's obviously been hurting them quite a bit in terms of defense. But that second unit is still not. Is it the pieces? Do they not have the right players? Is Billy Donovan not playing enough of his bench? Or are they not deep enough? Because right now, he's not playing that many people. I think Abrinas was hitting lots of threes in the beginning. He's a catch and shoot player, so he was hitting more threes at the beginning of the season. And then when he started for Dre, that was when he had some issues, and his defense was really, really not good at all. Tonight he actually showed that he's been working on that, so that was good to see. But it's almost like he is all of a sudden intimidated by taking those open shots that he before had the confidence to do. Hustis also was hitting quite a few threes earlier on, and I feel like he's also maybe not having the best shooting. Maybe he's in a lull right now, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just lack of cohesion or, it's definitely tempo. Russ is running too fast for the other guys. Either they need to slow down or either he needs to slow down or they need to speed up, but something has to change with that because so many times he's running down to the other side of the court and he's by himself. And he gets a little impatient when that happens, so he just starts throwing up shots that ultimately miss, and then it's a waste of a possession. I also think that Paul George has been inconsistent with his play. And I'm wondering if it's because of Russ and Melo on the floor at the same time as him. And maybe there needs to be different configurations with the three of them, especially when they're not having that chemistry that makes them successful. I think maybe the coaching staff is going to have to take a look at that. And we're rooting for the Thunder, man. It's hard to see the team lose, especially at this point of the season, because they're really holding on to the spot that they're in. The West is so hard to compete in, and you see with teams like the Warriors, actually in particular, where their guys do multiple things. They're good at multiple things. They're not just one thing, and that's what makes them successful. And I think that the OKC Thunder can do that as well. It's just tapping into what those strengths are, and utilizing their players as best as possible. So I would love to hear what everyone thinks about how things are going so far and about this game in particular. I'm sorry, I promise I will not have a scratchy throat the next time I do a video. I had a game tonight of myself, and I think I just got a little scratchy from the cold, but it is what it is right now. So we're just gonna hold strong, hoping that Billy Donovan pulls a rabbit out of his hat and that these guys start to click. And see you next time. Thunder up.